Hi, everybody. Hey, Kathy here from Laying Groundwork, and I am here with our latest edition of the Small Bite series. So, in this session, we are going to be looking at this whole practice of keeping promises. So, let's start by acknowledging that most of us would never consider breaking a promise that we had made to someone else. We at least would think long and hard before we break a promise to someone that we've made. So we seem to kind of instinctively know that when we break a promise that we have made to someone, that it says something about us. It says something about our character, and it isn't really very cool. I mean, it isn't a good look for us. So we kind of instinctively seem to know that. So I think it's interesting that this idea just completely goes down the drain when it comes to us breaking promises to ourselves. Seems to be pretty easy to not follow through on what we said we would do for ourselves. And so it begs the question, so what's up with that? So, in thinking about this and thinking about my own experience in this process of keeping promises to myself, I have to imagine that when we think about things like eating better, moving our bodies consistently, getting better sleep, whatever it is, that we don't necessarily think about those as promises that we've made to ourselves. But aren't they really? They really kind of are. So I found that when I am able to really make a connection, kind of clarify my values, the things that are really important to me, that stuff that is meaningful and creates this foundation of who I believe I am in the world, then I can start to connect the dots between those values and the promises that I have made to myself. So, what might that look like? So, let's take a look at this idea that it might be as simple as recognizing that getting outside every day for a walk helps me sleep better, right? When I sleep better, when I sleep soundly, I wake up more refreshed. I'm ready to go. I feel rested. I can feel in that space. I can be the compassionate and positive person I want to be. It's just, it's frankly, and we all know this, I think that it's just much harder when we're not rested. And if you're stressed, it's just really, really, really hard to be kind, to be thoughtful, to be considerate, to be compassionate, to be generous, to be any of those qualities that we might be really trying to embody in our lives. So, what is our self study about this? Well, if you haven't already done so, my suggestion is that you get really, really clear on what is important to you. What are your values? And explore how that would play out in all the roles you play in your life. Okay. And then choose one way that you can support yourself to keep whatever promise you have made to yourself and see how this goes for the next week. Okay. So, hey, thanks so much for tuning in. And I want to encourage you to hit subscribe so you don't miss one of our next content that will be dropping weekly. Thank you.